Okay, so who are you and what's your connection to Mama Coco's?
My name is Odetta Hartman, and I met Oliver when I was maybe 12 or 13, and was so enamored of his musicality, even at such a young age. He knew all the coolest bands, and I really admired him. And then through a bunch of other connections, musical and non, I was looking to make a record last winter, and immediately I thought of Oliver because I had heard about Mama Coco's. I've been hearing about it for a while. I've been hearing about this beautiful bird. And so I hit him up. And also I feel like we hadn't seen each other in a lot of years, but we had lived in the same house in LA, not at the same time, but with a mutual friend, and I feel like we were sort of getting the ball rolling without even any idea of a project in mind. And then I went to New Mexico and got inspired and came back, and immediately hit the studio with Oliver and a bunch of other dudes. And we made a 4-song EP together.
Cool.
Long-winded.
So what is the MCFK community?
To me or to everybody?
Both,
I guess that's one of the same.
Both, yeah.
It's a group of musicians and friends and collaborators and creative types who have found a space where they can feel comfortable. Everybody feels comfortable and welcomed and supported. And that's one of the things that really blew me away about Mama Coco's in the first place, is that it was such an incredibly supportive community. And of course it's based around the studio and what's produced out of the studio. And in the internet world and at the shows and just even walking down the street sometimes, you can really feel that there's this connection between everybody, and it kind of all revolves around Oliver because he's the guru of the bunch, and he's the one who works so hard to make amazing recordings for everybody. And yeah, so it's a recording studio, it's a community, it's a marketing team, it's it's a support network, it's a menagerie of New York City freaks and talent, and it's a booking company, and that's about it.
Right on. Alright, so if we were able to get some funding now for the first time, what do you imagine we could, what could we put it to, both in the new studio and beyond?
I think that it would be really, it tickles. It would be really helpful to get some funding so that the studio can be really tricked out with more gear. And the other one was a little bit, well, it was super funky, but I imagine this new one will be more soundproofed and a little bit more pristine.
For sure.
And besides all that, I think it would just make your life a little bit easier with the new baby, and you are working like 12-hour days and mixing and mastering and recording and engineering and giving advice. So I think that it'll probably clear up some stress for you, which helps everybody. And I think that it could help in all sorts of ways, whether it's launching a label so that I know you've talked to me about maybe being able to support bands in printing their records, and just promoting the brand, even though it's not really a brand, but promoting the community. And that's what's so amazing to me about Mama Coco's, is like one group becomes a fan of the other group just because you hear about it through the group chat or whatever, and then that mutual support helps uplift everybody. And I think that just having a little bit more financial support is going to help all of us support each other even further.
So that's all I got. You want to add anything to the folks at home?
Folks at home? Well, I really appreciate the space, both physically and spiritually, that has been created by Mama Coco's. I know that my experience recording was really unique and wonderful, and I benefited from what the community brings to the space, and that's sort of just a big live room where you can just fuck around. I don't know if we're allowed to say curse words, but where it's just open for experimentation and trying new things out and getting that organic, vibey feel. And I know that, I brought about 8 or 10 people into the studio for my project, and everybody felt so comfortable and so at ease in the space and with your leadership, Oliver, and it really changed my life to be able to work with you and to produce something that I'm really, really proud of. And I think with more funding and more support, you're going to make a lot of dreams come true for everybody else out there.